Bump, 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 bump. Hello, it is I, Dick Thunder Lips, here to bring you the DTF report as we roll into the finale, the championship round of fantasy football and the heroes of Fantasy League. Dick is gonna recap oh boy, all the action you didn't know you needed to know, and didn't even know that you wanted to know, inside and out of the roo and the do and the stuff and the poo, and that includes CJ. So without further ado, let's get into the matchups that transpired last week. As you'll see here, right off the tippity top of the mountain, Ricky G and Danny T clashed in week 2 of their epic matchup. And spoiler alert, Rick Heron, now known as The Man, and will advance on to the championship game, folks. Sorry about your damn luck, goes down in flames. Let's take a look at some of the deets of just what transpired. Ryan Fitzpatrick against Ryan Tannehill in a battle of poo piles, folks. With these backup QBs going in. Tannehill dropping 27.5 against Fitzpatrick's 14.3. Who knew in a championship game you'd be seeing these jabrones throwing the football for their fantasy teams? But as you'll see here, Ricky G still scoring decent. 16 from Godwin, 12 from Chris Carson. And over on Danny's side, Calvin Ridley getting 18 points before he died, folks. Before he injured himself. 4.2 for Darius Geis before he tore his ACL. Because, sorry about your damn lucks, players, we're trying so hard to overcome the 20-point hole they were in that they tore their ACLs, folks. That's how dedicated this team was. But they just pulled up short, scoring 115 for the week, while Ricky G scored 111. If it was a one-off, Danny would have pulled it off. But sadly, Ricky already put up that big lead last week, and so he'll be going on to the championship game. While Danny boy goes into the third place matchup. And let's see who else will join him. In an epic confrontation with a hole to dig out of, Jay Sizzle and his hot chub time machine said, "We got this." More importantly, not we, but a man, a single man, put the team on his back and took Jay Sex to victory, and that man is Zachary Ertz. 30 points. In the last minutes of the Eagles game, he scored 2 touchdowns, dragging and clawing the Eagles to victory, and J-Sex 2. That's right, folks, the reigning, defending, undisputed champion has gone down. Adrian defeated by Zach Ertz and J-Sex's squad in an upset of epic proportion at the last second, folks. We thought this was done, hamburgers and hot sauce, but no. Zach Ertz said, no, this isn't done, as he drops 30 points, 21 from Allen Robinson, 19 from Lamar Jackson, and those trades, baby, making dividends. Trade of the year, trade of the century, getting J-Sex to the championship game. And speaking of trades, getting you into games, let's talk about the trade getting out of your games. Aaron Rodgers, the big trade for Adrian this year, did not pay dividends. Derrick Henry's been a beast. Aaron Rodgers has been stinky cheese, baby, except for that 1 week. Leonard Fournette, where was he this week? I don't know. Mark Andrews, invisible. A terrible day for Adrian. 95.2 to Jay Sizzle's big one in 29.1. Gave him the overall win by 2.3 points, folks. Jay Sex will go to the final in the championship game to face Ricky G in a battle of titans, while Adrian will have a chance to win third place in a rematch from last year against Danny Boy in an epic confrontation. But without further ado, let's take a look at the teams in the Battle Royale, folks. Yes, remember these teams need to score as much as possible, so we'll take a look at how they did in the deets. You got Matt Segovia's Death by Bob's team, Death by Sanu, scoring 129.8, folks. A huge day for Babalu to come back in this battle royal. 40 points from Breeze, 23 from Derrick Henry. Hey, Derrick Henry on Adrian's team Adrian would be in the championship game. Just saying, folks. Oh, anyway, baby, Shark 16 points, 15 from Debo Samuel, and look at the other side here. What do we got? Believe it or not, it's just me, Matt Segovia, with the turd of turds at the worst time possible. San Fran D dropping two just like a deuce. 9 Himes, 4.5. Russell Wilson with a stinker of 10.6. Julio with 11. I mean, this is just a terrible day for Matt. And that pathetic score of 67.6 is not going to look good in those Battle Royal standings, folks. We'll see how these two stand later on. Stay tuned. Meanwhile, the team that's got to be a bullpen, everybody hurts. Nobody hurts more than Zach trading Zach Ertz to Jay Sex so that Zach Ertz could take Jay Sex and lift him up to the top of the mountain while Zach plays in the Battle Royale, wishing he might never have done those trades, folks. Jay Sex is happy about it. Zach, meanwhile, though, he's happy about something. He's happy he scored $150 this week. 150 Samoans. Who does he think he is, Oscar? And look at this. Michael Thomas doing the deed. Jared Cook scoring 20. This man didn't miss Zach Ertz one bit. No, not this week. And Joe Money Mixon looking like money when it counts in the playoffs, baby, with 27 points. Disappointing day for Kyle Murray with only 10. On the other side of the Bizzle, we have Al's team. And as we enter Couchgate 2019 between Al and Cristal, who will finish higher in the standings in the end? We'll find out. Al, meanwhile, had a decent day. Jacoby dropped some briskets on the barbecue with 24.4. Or 22.6. Same thing. 18.7 from resurgent George Kittle. And Julian Edelman still doing the duty with 24. And nothing hotter than that hot 20 dropped by the Steelers D. And if you want to talk about balls playing D's, look at these nuts. Rams against Seahawks for 15. It's like Zach was trying to suck and got awesome on accident. Ugh. Anyway, so we'll see how these two stand shortly after. Some decent scores there. Then, meanwhile, Freddie, El Ezekiel, and Cristal. Let's take a look at the deets. Freddie's team, not exactly putting on a bomb burner here. You got some 20s from Matt Ryan, from Ezekiel Elliott, the namesake, and then a whole lot of poop, including nothing worse than seeing a goose egg from Alshon Jeffrey. Yes, Jeffrey gets hurt in the game, leaves the game, scores nothing. Horrible. It's the last thing you want to see in fantasy foosball, while Cole Beasley's dropping 14 on the bench. Oof. Freddie only scored 98.5. Ain't gonna get it done this week, folks. We'll see how he stands in that Battle Royale soon. But boy, A.J. Brown dropping 33 for Cristal, 24 from C-Mac Attack. Doesn't matter how bad the Panthers are, this boy's still lighting on fire. Cheat codes galore. As Cristal drops 109.2. Not quite her high-scoring ways. But we'll see how these two stand in a minute. Rolling forward, we have Steven Naramore and all those scores from this last week. Steven Naramore scoring like a demon. Carson Wentz doing okay against Miami, I believe. Or was it the Giants? I thought they played Miami. I'm soaking no, it's the Giants. I don't know what's happening. It's like a time warp, folks. Aaron Jones thinking he's the only running back in Green Bay finally with 31.2. Where did that come from? And suddenly Steven's team has a pulse, folks. He's back in business at the best time possible. Even his bench is scoring better than most guys' other entire starting lineups. Meanwhile, on the other side of Aldo's ball, you got Deshaun Watson doing 28, and then a whole lot of nothing, including Brandon Cook's ever disappointing season continuing. I thought this dude used to be good. Go figure. 4.7 for Jack Doyle, and you can put a doily on Aldo's season, because it's going down like a flaming heat. This boy better get his ass in gear, or he might find himself in last place in the Battle Royal and shipping that belt to either Ricky G or Jay Sizzle, baby. And in the last matchup, we'll see CJ and the Oscarito Professor. And the Professor, by God, hot dogs and hamburgers, 169.2. I don't even know what's happening, folks. The Oscars team is just going off, popping off like it's hot. It's like he's been saving all this juju for the Battle Royal, folks. Dak Prescott, not much to hoot about, but 21 from Gurley, 25 from a resurgent Robert Woods, 32 from Darius Slayton. What the fuck door is Eli Manning doing, folks? 25 for Robbie Anderson, and he's even got Noah Fant with 21 on the bench. What does that even mean? Professor's got the cheat codes going, a hot sauce performance for him, and CJ, who sucks, meanwhile, hanging in there. Only 10 from Josh Allen, Melvin Gordon thinking he's a running back, Tyreek Hill maybe doing something, but boy oh boy, 31 from Emmanuel Sanders, and the dearth, the garbage on CJ's team. Zach Pascal, Emmanuel Sanders carrying him to a decent score. Despite his shittiness, CJ manages to do something. Scoring, let's see, 122.8. That's adorable. Alright. Well, if it's any consolation, CJ, you would have lost this matchup anyway. So, screw you. You still suck. Now let's take a look at the standings. In the Battle Royale. The moment you waited for. It's been here the whole time. Spoilers. But in first place currently is Oscar with 338.1 points over 2 weeks. Stephen Naramore with a very game 258. Almost 100 behind. There's 80 behind. Folks, this is crazy. A crazy lead by Oscar, proving that anything can happen in fantasy football. So don't give up. Any of you could have these hot sauce performances and close the gap. And now as we turn our eye, look at CJ. That's adorable. He's at fourth for now, not for long. And let me turn your attention to fifth and sixth. Al and Crystal 6 points apart. Who will sleep on the couch this year, folks? 2019 Couchgate scandal continues. Pull it out, baby. Pull that couch out. Hope it's got a sleeper. Because one of you isn't gonna be in the bed. You know what I mean? I don't really know what it means. More importantly, let's take a look at last place, folks. Last place is gonna have to ship that prestigious Heroes of Fantasy World Championship. So heavy. Hundreds of pounds of silver and gold, I assure you. To the eventual winner, Ricky G or Jay Sizzle. Last place currently is Matt Segovia at 179.7. Ninth is ALDO, the Aldo 187.2. And Babalu had a big day. And that only gave him a little bit of a cushion at 218. But boy, Freddie, 219 ain't that far behind. And neither are Crystal and Al. And we all know CJ's got to finish last, baby. But anyone's in striking range of sucking that hard. So you gotta get those lineups in. You gotta grind and bounce and bash your way to the finale. Otherwise, you're gonna be paying extra on top of those salty tiered sadness and the shame of being last place on Heroes of Fantasy. You don't want to be the dud of fantasy, so get those lineups in. That's it for this week. I don't care, folks. Get it together. Championship game upon us. Dicks up, baby.